Hello, welcome to the Glopo class. Today we are going to cover the concept of global governance. Global governance, this falls under interdependence. I have already spoken about interdependence in my previous video. You can have a look over there. Let's get started with global governance. Global governance, it is more connected to the term of liberalism, right? Before I jump on global governance, what do you think? What is the difference between global government and global governance? Global government. Global government, it's not a process, it's an actual body, whereas global governance, it's a process, dynamic process with various actors and the power balances. That's the first difference between global government or the basic difference between the global government and global governance. Further to this one, that here in global governance, lots of state actors and the non-state actors, they organize themselves so that there would be a smooth functioning of the government. Now, as you can see over here, some of the things which are written, right? And then in the speaker notes, you can see, okay. Then here in the speaker notes, so in global governance, states organizing themselves, it could be from different angles. Now we can attach two theories over here. One theory is of your liberalism, which is appreciating the efforts of global governance, and the second one is realism, which you can use as the counterclaim in your answer. Liberalism, it will show all the positive points. It would say it is cooperating, it is collaborating, and it is leading in a positive direction. Whereas realism would say that here states are not cooperating, collaborating, keeping their national interest aside, but their national interests are at peak. And it may happen that in this anarchic world, they may not get along with each other very well. So now you see over here what could be the ineffectiveness of this governance. Multipolarity and institutional gridlock, because lots of institutions coming together, state actors, non-state actors, they may have some kind of gridlock to progress on one particular issue. Problems are getting harder and harder, and lack of consensus. We see many times for environmental treaties, agreements, and for many more organizations also, where the problems are harder and it's very difficult to get on common consensus. Why? Why is it happening? It could be because of the heterogeneous societies or asymmetrical relationship between the countries. So these are the few things where you can think of what the global governance pros and the cons could be. Now further to this one, after going through this, key features of global governance. A few more words adding to your dictionary. Polycentrism. What is polycentrism? The same word where multiple rather than singular countries coming together to form the group, to form global governance. Intergovernmentalism. National governments have most important role over here. Mixed actor involvement. I said earlier, state and the non-state actors. Multi-level process, because it's not just at the national level, but all your levels of analysis would be included over here. Apart this one, another key feature of global governance, you can think of responsible sovereignty. Here no one is going to damage the sovereignty of the other nations. In terms of liberalism, there would be pooled sovereignty. Countries would be pooling their sovereignty together for their own benefits. 8 indicators of global governance are participatory. I'm giving you these jargon so that you can use when you are using your global governance thing. These are self-explanatory. You can think of it, how and why global governance or how it can be successful. So these are the 8 indicators. Participatory nature of the government, consistent with the rule of law, transparent, responsive, consensus oriented, equitable, and inclusive. Okay, so it is actually defining the purpose of the asymmetrical relationship. Effective and efficient, and accountability. If all these things are met properly, then high chances global governance thing would be meeting its purposes. Further to this one, we have global governance institutions, or who all can be considered as part of global governance. It could be United Nations, climate change agendas, Basel Accord on Financial Regulation, WTO trade agreement, NATO collective defense, regional decision making, European Union, African Union, because somehow they are also impacting the global governance functioning. So they would also be considered part of this one. Different international treaties and agreements would also be part of this one. Now, I will take you to an activity. For this activity, you will have to type World 101 CFR, which is Council for Foreign Relations, and here you would type global governance. Once you reach over here, you will have these sections. What is the liberal world order? What is the United Nations Security Council, international law, World Bank and IMF, WTO, World Trade Organization, WHO, and assessment module. I would recommend to watch this video. This is really a good video to understand liberal world order. Once you have done this one, now this is for the new teachers over here, or to know about the activity on this one, or how you can distribute some of the pages to read. So there can be around 5, all right, 5 groups on the basis of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number. They have to go through these articles. These are quite interesting. Once you open this, what is international law, you see all the important international laws, treaties, 10 international agreements you need to know, and you have to present it. You get 30 minutes to go through this one, and around 6 to 7 minutes to present this one. Once everyone is present, you accumulate all the data. So this is what global governance can be achieved by reading together, by reading with collaboration. After this one, the only IB question which has been asked so far on global governance, it asks, examine the claim that economically powerful states are able to manipulate global governance institutions to their advantage, right? So this is something where it is asking whether the economic institutions, okay, powerful economic institutions, they have been manipulating global governance institutions. What are those global governance institutions? IMF, World Bank, WTO, United Nations, right? So you can write all these things, and then you have to prove whether they have been using global governance for their advantage or not. A few of the examples given by me, some of the arguments here, and some of the arguments against it also mentioned. Alright, so this is about global governance. I hope you like it. Next video I would be making on alliances, so stay safe and stay tuned.